Hi guys, good evening all of you. Hope all of you can hear me. Anyone guys, can you please confirm? Is I'm audible guys? Right, right, right. Okay. So let's continue from the last session guys. So in the last session, I have just taken a 3 introduction classes I have taken guys. I didn't started with any practical. So I think anyone has joined for the today's class. So anyone joined for the today's class guys? Today is your first class. Anyone is there? Can you just let me know like who has been joined for the today's class? Okay, Sai, you today is your first class. Pratik, you also first session. Okay, anyone else, guys? Okay, Vijeta also. All of you joined for the today's class only. No one has joined from last class. Just give me a second. All of you joined first class. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Madan, you attended the previous classes. Okay, fine. I think yeah, some people are getting joining, guys. Okay, I think there is an this. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. Okay. So let us review, guys. Just don't worry. So who has been joined for the today's class, guys? So there are going to be a couple of just a introduction classes only, guys. So we have just done three introduction classes, guys. I think I have started on uh, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think 3 sessions I have taken. Right. So just only a basic introduction only, guys. I didn't started with any much practical implementation also. So just I have given some introduction, guys, like what is data science? What are the different skills we are going to learn as part of our data science program? And just a few steps, guys, like in the last class also. So like just I have just given some introduction, like how the mathematics will be there, how the maths, what extent we have to learn, what extent we have to have the knowledge of maths. So what is the importance of the Python in our data science courses? So just an introduction I only have been started, guys. Don't worry, only 3 classes has been taken. Hardly it is going to be 45-minute session, guys. So just 3 45 minutes of sessions I have taken. So once again, I just quickly recap the session, guys. What are the things I have just discussed about that? Some introduction to data science. Like what we have been mainly discussed about here is, guys, data science is all about nothing but what we have to do, guys. Just understand the simple technique is nothing but understand or what we can understand or what we can say that just a minute once. So either you have to understand or we have to learn from the past. So what is data science is going to be nothing but we have to just understand or something nothing but learn from the past. So in the past, what has been happened, understand it or learn something from that particular data, guys. And based on this particular learning, what could happen in the future? So we can do some kind of a prediction, guys. This is a simple technique of what is data science is done. So we have to understand the past or we have to learn something from the past, and based on that, we can do some kind of a prediction what we can do that. So what we can do is, guys, simple to say that whenever I say that understand the which is going to be analyzed, or simply say that you have to analyze the data. So analyze the bank, the analyze the it is going to be analyze the past, which is going to be the customer's data, guys, loans customer past, which is going to be loan customers data, guys. So whenever you analyze the past loan customers data, you will get some insights. That means you will understand some story from that particular data. So which age group of people are becoming defaulters? Which age group of people are paying the EMIs promptly? Which age group of people are not paying the EMIs promptly? Or which type of customers, like what is the salary of the customers who are paying the EMIs promptly? If we can get some kind of an insights from the data, based on that, in the future, the loan approval to the customers can be decided with the help of the whatever the analysis we have been done from the past customers data. So analyze the past customers data who has taken the loans, and we know that who has paid the EMIs promptly, who are not paying the EMIs promptly, we know that. So based on that, we can decide to whom the loan should be given, to whom the loan should not be given. How it is decided? Based on our past, whatever the customers data is there. So being the data is a very large and very complex data, so what we are going to do, guys, like a humans, we can do that, but we can understand only the simple patterns only. But machines, whenever we give the data to the machines, guys, machines can understand the more complex. It is going to be the more complex patterns it can identify that. And based on that particular insights, we can do the we can decide it to whom the loan should be approved and to whom the loan should not be approved can be decided. So we are taking the help of the machines, guys. That's why this concept and this technique is nothing but what we are going to call it as a machine learning concept, guys. So in data science, we are having a multiple terminologies are there, guys. We have something called as AI. We have DL. We are having something called as an ML, NLP, generative AI. So all these are going to be some subset of the which is going to be data science only, guys. But first of all, we have to understand what is machine learning concept is there. First, understand the machine learning, guys. Then we can understand the whatever the remaining concepts are there, we can understand in our coming classes. So what is machine learning, guys? Machine learning is nothing but we are going to feed the data or we are going to give the data to the machines. Machines can understand the data, guys. Machines are going to learn from the data. But how they are going to learn, guys? Directly machines can't learn by themselves, guys. We are going to give some kind of an inputs called as with the help of something called as then there are some algorithms are there, guys. So I'll tell you about more about the algorithms later. So with the help of whatever the algorithms we have been specified, the machines are going to learn from the data and they will give you some kind of an insights, guys. Based on that particular insights, just I'll tell you one simple example, guys. Based on that particular insights, we can do some kind of an prediction. Yeah, just please be online, guys. Just there was a small network disconnection. Just please wait. Just give me a minute of time, guys. Yeah, just please wait for a couple of minutes, guys. Just there was a power disconnection. So I'll just please wait for a couple of minutes. I'll start the session, guys. Please wait, guys, all of you. Yeah, guys. Let's continue, guys. Right. So what we are discussing here is just a small example, guys. Try to just understand like what is meaning of a learning here, guys. What is meaning of learning and what is meaning of insights? What is meaning of prediction? Just an example. So let us say that the marks is 96. Don't worry. This is the example is not a real example. Just it is only to understand what do you mean to say about a machine learning, guys. So it is 84. So 84, it is going to be male. Let us say 92, it is going to be female, guys. For example, let us say that it is going to be 80, it is going to be male. This data is very easy to understand, guys. That is not that much complex to understand. Data is very easy. For example, I said which is going to be somewhere around 82, which is going to be male. So just a simple question, guys. So I given this data like this, guys. If marks is 96, it is female. 84, it is male. 92, it is a female. 80, it is male. 82, it is male. For example, now let us say that a student has got a marks of which is going to be, let us say that somewhere around which is going to be, let us say that it is going to be 95, guys. So can you tell me or can you find out what is going to be the gender of this particular person, guys? Anyone, guys? Just think in a very basic level, guys. So a student has got 95 marks. Can you tell me what is the gender of the person now?
Might be female.
It's going to be female. So how can you say that it is going to be female? You have learned something, you have something you understood from the data, right?
Yeah, previous
Yes.
data.
Like example, just can you tell me some kind of an insight, for example, what you understood from the data?
Like for every female member, marks are above 90, and
Above
for all the
90.
male members, it is below 90 in
That
80s.
means you can say like this, right? If the marks is going to be, let us say, more than or equal to 90, if this condition is true, I can say that it is going to be nothing but it is a female. And if the marks are going to be less than or less than it is going to be 90, it is going to be nothing but it is a male. So this is what you have studied from the data. This is what I can call it as insights, guys. Okay, so don't worry, because this data is a very small data. To solve this kind of a small problem, we really don't require this kind of any machine learning algorithm. But there are so many factors will be there. That means we are trying to study how to predict this gender, how to find the gender of the person based on this particular marks variable. So I can say that gender is nothing but a dependent variable and marks is going to be nothing but independent variable. But problem is not this one, guys. For example, if you depend on some other, which is going to be so many other factors are also there. Like we are having age of the person. Just an example I'm saying, guys. Age of the person, location of the person, marks of the person. If depending on the gender, if I give some different ages, if I give, for example, something like a location 1, let us say that it is 28, location 2. For example, the age is going to be 21, location 1 or location 2. For example, it is going to be 25, the location is going to be again 1. So if it is 26, location 3. So in that cases, identifying is a little bit complex, guys. So now if I give the age of 27 and location is going to be L2 and if it is going to be 95, what is going to be the gender now? So we can't decide this. Why? Because now it is depending on multiple factors here now. So what we are going to do, guys, in that case, we are going to feed this data to the machine and we are going to give some inputs to the machine, guys. Directly, don't think that we are going to use this. We are going to take some help of some with this help of some mathematics and statistics we are going to do, guys. So is this really the gender depends on the marks? Is it gender really depends on this location? Is this gender is going to be depending on the age? So we'll try to just find out some statistical numbers are there, which will tell you some kind of a dependency, guys. Maybe if you heard about these dependencies, something like we are having something called as a correlation. We are having correlation and a covariance. It's a simple mathematical formula, guys. So maybe you have again heard about something called as an chi-square distribution, or which is going to be something called as an Z test, which is going to be T test, and which is going to be with the help of something called as an ANOVA. So these are going to be some of the statistical numbers which will help you to find out whether this gender is really depending on the marks. If this gender is really depending on the location, is this gender really depending on the age? We can find it off with the help of statistical numbers. What are these formulas is there does not matter, guys. Even if you don't know what is the correlation formula, even I don't know what is the correlation formula also not a matter. If the correlation is high, which is almost all equivalent to 1, then that means that these two variables are highly correlated. That's it. You don't require to know the formula, guys. So directly calculate correlation variable and we can find out whether these two variables are going to be dependent or not. So once you have to decide it, guys, machines can't decide it. Whether this gender really depends on the marks, whether the gender depends on the location, is there any relation between gender and the age? All these things we have to decide with the help of some statistical numbers. So this is generally later I'm going to tell you guys. This technique is nothing but what we are going to call it as a feature selection. There are two important techniques are there, guys. Feature selection and which is going to be nothing but feature extraction. So how we are going to do this? There is going to be some different techniques, guys. As I said that some mathematical and statistical techniques will be used, and even some kind of a domain knowledge also we have to use, and we have to work on this application, guys. If you want, we can just verify. What do you mean to say feature selection and what do you mean to say feature extraction in the data science? So see this, it is going to be one of the a very frequently it is going to be used word, guys. A feature selection versus which is going to be feature extraction. So if you say in data science, you say in machine learning, you say does not matters. So what is going to be feature selection? Feature selection means nothing but selecting the right features. So involves selecting a subset of the original features based on their relevance. It keeps the original features and eliminates those that are less useful, that's useless. Techniques include some kind of an filter methods, some kind of a wrapper methods, and some embedded techniques are there. Feature extraction. Sometimes we have to create some kind of a new features we have to do, guys. So involving creating of new features by transforming the original ones, it combines or modifies the features to form a new set of features that capture the underlying pattern of the data. Common methods include some kind of an PCA, principal component analysis, and LDA, what we call it as linear discrimination analysis. Just an example I can say, guys. For example, we are having something called as an height of the person and weight of the person. So instead of taking the height and weight of the person, what we can do is using the height and weight, you can derive a new variable called as an BMI. So this is what we can do that. So instead of depending on height and weight, combining both of them, we are deriving something called as an BMI. That is what as an the feature extraction, what we are going to call it as, guys, because we are deriving a new feature which involves both the height vector as well as the weight vectors also. Both are combined inside that particular BMI concept. So something like that, the feature engineering or what we call it as feature extraction techniques, what we have to do. So these are some of the techniques, guys, but how to do that, as I told you. So only we have to understand the technique. As I said that, for example, if you want to go for what is correlation, I'll tell you the formula for correlation, guys. You can find out what is going to be correlation. Sigma, which is going to be x minus x bar into which is going to be y minus y bar divided by the standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. This is a formula, guys, to find out what is going to be the correlation between those particular variables. If you want, we can find it off. What is correlation? Some people will write it as square root of, they will write it, guys. Square root of, because standard deviation is nothing but variance, isn't it? It's a variance of x and variance of y. Don't worry about the calculation. So you don't require to know the formula, guys, but what is the correlation represents? If it is 1, what do you mean to say? What is meaning of which is going to be, what is meaning of -1? What is the correlation which is going to be nothing but formula, guys? So correlation formula, if you find it off, this is going to be how do you calculate that particular correlation formula, guys. So it is going to be sigma. I think I didn't written the sigma here. No, we have to write a sigma here. No, I forgot to write it. Okay. Sigma, which is going to be x minus, which is going to be x bar. And it is going to be yi into which is going to be y bar. And it is going to be summation of, as I said that now, guys, square root of, this is nothing but they call it as a variance calculation. They will do it, guys. So that's same thing. We can write it in a standard deviation formula also. They can write it. It's not that all of you should write it in the same way, guys. The different people will write it in a different ways. They are going to write the formula, guys. Okay. So leave it. Later we are going to work with that. How exactly we are going to be calculating this. See there. It is going to be somewhat they will calculate covariance between x comma y divided by what is going to be standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y. They will calculate it. Okay. So leave it, does not matters with that. So that is a formula what we can write in, guys. That is going to be the formula what they are going to write in with the help of this. So you don't require to know what is a formula. What if the value is 1? How to calculate it with the help of a Python? You really don't require to write really don't require to write anything also, guys. Directly Python help you to just calculate that particular correlations automatically by itself. So with the help of some kind of a mathematical and statistical techniques, we have to implement this kind of an application. So this is the data, guys. So whenever we feed the data to the machine, just like how I'm writing this kind of a rules. So if this condition is true, it is female. If this condition is false, it is going to be male. Like that kind of a rules, the machine is going to identify them, and the machine is going to find out that kind of a rules it is. So complex patterns it can identify, guys. You can write a lot of example. Being earlier example is very simple. So when I ask what is a like gender of the student when age is 95 or marks is 95, confidently we can say female, guys. But now you can't say that. Now you can't say that, guys. Why? Because it is also depending on which is going to be nothing but age, location. Also, it is going to be depending on that. So that is going to be, maybe it is going to be, but it is going to be the concept what we can hide, what we can understand here is that is a way. So give some complex data to the machine. Machine is going to identify that most accurately, with most accuracy it is going to identify that. So as I said that is going to be done with the help of a language called as a Python, what we are going to do, guys. So a simple calculation will be there. Feed the data. The machine is going to tell you whether these two variables are related. Calculate the correlation. If the correlation is more than 80%, if it is more than 0.8, yes, we'll take it confidently that this is dependency. So don't think that machines can directly learn from the data, guys. So machines can learn from the data if you give a proper data and a proper format if you give it. If you don't give the proper format and if you don't give a proper data, machines cannot learn efficiently. That also I have discussed in the last class, guys. Machines are going to learn, guys, but whether it is how much effectively it has been learned or how much efficiently they have been learned, that is what we have to identify it practically. That is what we call it as the evaluation of model performance, what we call it as. So evaluation of model performance, improving of model performance, a deployment of that particular model, all these are going to be taken care by the machine learning expert. Machine is going to only learns, guys. Machine only learns, but how much extent it has been learned, whether it is learning in a proper format or not, or proper way or not, everything we have to evaluate those particular concept. That is what practically we have to do that. So all these things can be done very easily with the help of the Python libraries. But because all of you know, guys, maybe heard about that. So Python is a very popular language for this data science and machine learning. Why? Because all the utilities that are required for implementing this machine learning can be implemented with the help of the Python, guys. Python gives you all these libraries, guys. So as I told you in the last class, I have shown you guys some of the library. One of the popular library which we use for our machine learning is, guys, scikit-learn, what we are going to call it as, which is nothing but what we call it as sklearn. So what is that sklearn stands for, guys? A scientific kit for machine learning. You can see very clearly, guys, machine learning using Python or machine learning in Python. Every utility. So whenever I said that, just now I have said that, I want to find the correlation between a two variables, scikit-learn provides. Do you want to do feature selection? Scikit-learn provides. Do you want to perform the, let us say, feature engineering? The scikit-learn performs. Everything, guys, whatever it is going to be, all of them it is going to be. What is going to be dimensionality reductions? Just now I have shown you some examples now, guys. PCA, principal component analysis, is going to be the technique what we are going to use for dimensionality reductions. So these are all going, model selection, pre-processing, okay, classification, regression, clustering. All these are going to be some of the libraries, some of the functionalities, guys. TensorFlow. Even we are having something called as an TensorFlow also, guys. So go for which is going to be tensorflow.org. So TensorFlow was another which is going to be a Python package which was developed by the Google AI team, guys. So TensorFlow has been developed by, which is by the Google AI team has been developed, guys. It's a free and open source software library for machine learning and artificial intelligence. So it was created by developed by the Google Brain team for Google's internal use in the research and production. They developed it, guys. It is also one of the open source library for implementing, which is going to be machine learning and which is going to be mainly artificial intelligence applications. Same as it is, we are having something called as an PyTorch. So PyTorch was basically created by same. It is also one of the open source library. It was created by Meta, Facebook. Facebook has created this one, guys. So PyTorch is another machine learning library based on the Torch library, used for applications and computer vision and natural language processing. So it was created by Meta, guys, AI, and now part of Linux Foundation umbrella. It was originally developed by Meta AI team, guys. So like this, all these are the libraries which provides you all the utilities, guys. So it will take some time to reach that particular level of implementation, but initially, slowly, we are going to start with some of the basic applications. I'm going to start with this, guys. Okay. So today, what I'm going to do, guys, just a small introduction. I'm not going to start with anything, guys. Just a small introduction to Python, guys. Okay, so it will take some time, guys. Don't expect that starting from the first day, you will start learning about the machine learning, guys. So first of all, there are going to be some prerequisites. So we don't want to spend more time on the Python. As I said, that 2 to 3 weeks, guys, we are going to spend on Python to complete some core Python. Some 7, 8 topics are there, guys, not more than that. And we are not going to become any Python experts after these Python classes. How much extent Python is required for implementing of our data science library? So only up to that extent only, that is sufficient, guys. Okay, first, Python is one of a very popular language nowadays, guys. So nowadays it is becoming very day by day, its usage is becoming, it is going to be it's having a lot of implementation is there in the real applications, guys. So really people started using this, the Python initially, it's not that much popular, guys. Even myself, when I started learning, exploring this data science, first, initially at that time, I started in 2017, guys. In almost all 2017, I started exploring about this particular data science. At that time, most of the implementation used to be done with the help of the R language. At that time, we don't have this TensorFlow, we don't have this PyTorch, all these libraries are not there, guys. But after that, almost all in 2018, so the Python has started providing a lot of libraries towards this particular the data science and implementations. Then the Python has been started, so it has been its usage has been increased, and almost all now everyone is implementing the data science concept with the help of a Python. But one of the competitor for Python is R language. Even you can also use R language also up to some extent for implementing this, guys. So we are going to work with Python in our class. And along with that, we are also going to learn up to some extent of R language also. We are going to discuss, guys. Up to some extent, we'll also use R language also. But we don't spend that much time. It is going to be just a 1 week of time. We are going to learn about the R language. So what is the importance of R language also, we'll understand it, guys. So first of all, why the Python is becoming that much, it's going to be becoming popular, guys. The first main advantage of Python is going to be, it's a general purpose language, guys. So what people says is, the expert says that the Python creator says is, it is a general purpose language. So generally some languages are there, guys. These languages are basically languages or tools, whatever the softwares or whatever it may be. They have created those particular software or the tools only to implement some specific applications only, guys, or to develop only for specific applications only they used to use it. For example, let us talk about the R language. So why is R is not that much popular like Python? Why? Because R is not a general purpose language, guys. So general purpose means we cannot use it for a generic purpose. It is used only for a specific purpose only. There are going to be users, guys. What is the specific purpose? R is a basically, they says that even the creator of R says that it is a statistical computing language. They says that it is for statistical computing language, mainly for computing of some statistical applications or some for calculating of statistical theories. This particular R language will be used. But Python is not like that, guys. Python is a general purpose language. What they says is, anyone can use the Python for any purpose. Don't think that Python is used only. I think all of you know, guys, Python is not used only by the data science people, guys, isn't it? You don't use the Python only for data science purpose, guys. It can be used for any, which can be used almost all for any purpose. We can use it, guys. Like example, who is going to be using the Python? Mostly it is going to be by the application developers, guys. That means the people who are developers who are developing the applications. Application developers are using the Python, guys. What type of applications? Nowadays, you know that, guys, mostly web applications. We can also use mobile applications, gaming applications, etc., guys. Yes, we can develop some kind of an web applications with the help of the Python. We can even develop mobile applications with the help of the Python. Even we can also develop some kind of an what we can say gaming applications also we can create it with the help of the Python. So almost all every developer who is developing some kind of an applications, they are taking the help of the Python, guys. Not only application developers, even some kind of a networking experts, hackers, network and which is going to be the hackers, guys. Networking and hackers experts or hacking experts, they are also using the Python, guys. Why? Because Python mainly supports due to some socket programming. Why? Because networking and hacking is completely based on the socket programming only, they will depend on that. So that being it is providing a lot of libraries for socket programming. So this networking people and hacking people, they are using the Python, guys. Not only that, guys, not only these people, even some kind of an maths and statistics experts. The maths and which is going to be stats experts also, they are using this particular Python. Many of the statistical theories, many of the mathematical concepts can be done with the help of the Python applications. See there, application developers, software application developers, some kind of a networking and which is going to be the hacking experts. Apart from that, maths and statistical experts. And almost all the same, which we are going to be working about. Data science, AI, which is going to be ML or deep learning, NLP, all these complete experts are completely depending on the Python itself, guys. So why we are implementing, why we are learning Python, guys? So Python provides a lot of libraries for implementing of our data science, AI, and machine learning applications. So whenever you want to implement those kind of an applications, so we are going to take the help of some Python libraries. Just now I shown, scikit-learn, PyTorch, which is going to be TensorFlow. For NLP, we use NLTK. So many libraries are there, guys. So if we want to implement NLP applications, so for NLP applications, what we have to do, guys? So we are having some library called as, which is going to be NLTK, guys. NLTK is a very popular library, a Python library for implementing, which is going to be the NLP related applications. What we call it as natural language toolkit. So NLTK is a leading Python platform for building Python programs to work with some kind of an human language data. So all the applications are going to be, all the implementations can be done with the help of this particular, the Python we can implement it, guys. Like this, so many libraries are there. Text blob, it is going to be, text blob is going to be one library, guys. Text blob. It is going to be, text blob is going to be one more library, which is mainly used for implementing of NLTK, what we can use it. Gensim, it is going to be one more library, guys. So like this, it is going to be, all these are going to be some of the libraries which will make you to help, which will help you to work on all these kind of an applications, what we can do it. So see there, it is an open source library for unsupervised topic modeling, documenting, indexing, retrieval by similarity, other natural language processing functionalities, what we can do that. So like this, these are going to be some of the libraries which are provided by Python to work on that. So that is the reason almost all nowadays Python is used by many experts across multiple domains. Even non-IT professionals like mathematics and statistical experts also, they're preferring to learn Python. Generally, these mathematics and statistics experts, they don't prefer to learn any programming languages. They don't prefer to use computers, first of all. They don't prefer to use the computers at all. Why? Because they don't like to work with all these languages and all these things. But nowadays, even those experts also, they are moving towards the Python. Why? Because Python is not a complex programming language. Very easily they can implement it. So we say that Python is a programming language, but basically we don't require that much expertise in programming skills and etc. Why? Because very easily we can learn those particular programming language, very easily we can implement them. So that is what basically we can say about this particular concept of what we can say about this application here now. So that is the basic idea, guys. That is the basic thing what we can use, and that is a basic application of implementing of this particular the Python libraries. So Python is a general purpose language which is basically used for any kind of an applications what we can use it. And second thing what we can say is the second thing, one of the main advantage of using the Python is it is an open source language. I think you guys are having some idea about the open source language. So many people think that open source language means it is a free software. Free software is different, guys. Open source is different. What is meaning of free software means without paying any money, you can use it. But you can't modify that. You can't modify that code. We cannot customize it. But what is meaning of an open source means they are free to use and they are also free to distribute it also. Why? Because they will give you the source code here, guys. Completely source code is available. So what is source code here now? To write that particular, to develop a language, they have written some code. The code directly they will give it to us. Source code is available. If you want, what we can do, you can take the source code, you can customize it, and you can sell it as your own product also. You can sell it. You are not developing from the scratch. Everything somebody has developed it. You are just making some changes in the code and we are going to give it. Generally, I think you know that in real time, this whatever the software companies will be there. So they developed a product for some company. Let us say, for example, some bank, a banking application that was developed by a company like Infosys had developed. So Infosys does not use the source code to the bank. They'll give only the executable code. If they want making any customization or changes in the code, again, it has to go back to the Infosys and ask them, I want this functionality or I want to change this functionality. Why? Because they don't give the source code to them. But here the Python is completely, it is an open source for us. So they have given the source code to us. You can make some modifications, anything you can make the changes and you can use it according to your requirement. So free to use, and it is going to be free to distribute, what we are going to call it as, guys. So open source means free to use. You can use it at a free of cost. And also we can also free to, it is going to be distributed also, guys. I think you heard about the operating systems. You know Windows operating systems. So Windows is a commercial operating system, guys. You have to pay some license. We have to buy the license for this. Okay, so nowadays when you buy a laptop or a desktop, or when you buy a laptops, automatically what is happening, guys, along with the laptop, we are also going to get the operating system. So we are not getting it a free of cost, guys. We are not getting a free of cost, isn't it? So it is going to be, they are also going to be includes that particular price along with the laptop price. But if we use a Linux operating system, guys, I think you may hear about that Linux operating system or something like Linux or Unix operating systems. They are open sources, guys. You need not to buy any license for that. If you want to use something like a Linux operating system, so the cost of that particular Linux, that system is going to be little bit less compared with the Windows operating system. Why? Because this is going to be free of cost. It is an open source operating system. It's a free of cost. No need to pay any money to use the Linux operating system. But generally, we people don't prefer to use Linux operating system. Why? Because it is going to be somewhat not that much. It's going to be GUI. It is mostly we have to work with the command prompt only. We have to work with that. Okay, fine. Anyhow, this is going to be an open source language. So where we can use it at a free of cost, and as well as we can distribute it also, guys. Like that, when you go about this, when you talk about them, there are a lot of features are going to be there, guys. There is a lot of features are going to be there. So before going to the features, let us discuss about one small, which is going to be something about the creator, who created this and all these things. Let us discuss about the history, guys. I'm not talking about the features, just a little bit about the history, guys. I think by this time, almost everyone came to know about this. Who is the creator of this particular Python? So his name is going to be Guido, which is going to be Van Rossum. Simply we call him as the Rossum. So just a little bit introduction, guys, regarding history. So how he has been inspired to develop this particular Python language. So Rossum, he's a Dutch programmer who was born in Netherlands. So he used to work for a team he's used to work for a company where they try to develop a language called as an ABC language. He is one of the member of a team which developed a language called as ABC is the language that developed it. Due to some reason, this ABC language was not officially released, guys. It was not released, but inspired by this ABC language, this Rossum has inspired from this particular language. So he has been developed this particular language called as Python. So it was created by the Rossum. The Guido van Rossum, the complete name is, he's a Dutch programmer who was born in Netherlands, and he was inspired by this language of ABC. And I think all of you know it, guys. All of you, by this time, all of you came to know about that. Initially, everyone used to think like that. Whenever we heard about the word called as Python, immediately the people used to think about that. Even still now also, guys. So Python, whenever we hear the word Python, so generally what comes to our mind? What that comes to your mind, guys? It is a huge snakes, so which are going to be found in the Amazon and the Brazilian forest. So it is going to be that what we can say that the Python, the huge snakes it is going to be, guys. Even most of the textbooks also, if you search for any textbooks online, let me show you, guys. Let me verify any Python books, for example. Search for the Python books, guys. Search for the which is going to be Python books. So whenever you try to find some kind of a Python books here, so go to the images, you can see some kind of what we can see is, you can find some kind of this is a book, guys. Let us say that. So there is a snake was there. So Python, which is going to be powerful object-oriented programming. So it is a Python programming is there. Even if we can see, guys, some of the books, if we can see the whatever the particular pages, the particular pages, if you see, you can see, guys, it is going to be something like what we can see. A Python symbol is going to be gets coming, guys. So the snake is appearing here now. See there? Almost all it is going to be the animals. It is going to be comes here now. So people also used to think maybe something which is going to be a name called as an Python has been derived from the name called as a Python snakes. It is nothing related to that, guys. It is nothing related to that. So it was a name of a TV show, guys, actually. So this Rossum, who was in his childhood, who used to enjoy a TV show. The name of the TV show was named as a Flying Circus. It was directed by a team or a crew member called as Monty Python. So Monty Python is the name of the team, guys. Actually, a team of a crew members who he has been directed this particular TV show called as an Flying Circus. That's why the name of the TV show is Monty Python Flying Circus. So it was an English, it's going to be a comedy web series, which was aired around in the year 1969 to 1974. So this Rossum, who was in the childhood, he is a huge fan of this and he enjoyed this particular TV show. That's why he has named this particular Python as the name of this particular language. So like that, there are so many other interesting stories are also there, guys. Just an example, I can say that. I think you may hear about one of the big data system called as an Hadoop. So whenever I said Hadoop, generally you see the symbol, one elephant symbol used to come. There is an elephant, a toy elephant symbol will come. Hadoop was created by a person called as a dog cutting. He's a person called as a dog cutting. So he used to work in the company like Apache. He was working in Apache. Later he was moved to Yahoo. So while he was in Apache, they have developed this particular, whatever this Hadoop software, they have been developed it. But how the name has came, guys? So the Hadoop, this dog cutting son used to play with a toy elephant. His son's toy elephant name, guys. The dog cutting son toy elephant name. His son used to play with a toy of elephant and he has been named it as an Hadoop. The same name he has taken for his language or his framework also called as an Hadoop. Like that, same as it is, the Rossum, whatever we are talking about. So he is a Dutch programmer. So he named his language. So from the name of the TV show, which is Monty Python Flying Circus, which was like a web series. Nowadays, how we are getting a web series. So in 1969 to 1974, so it is an English, it's a comedy series which was aired during that particular time, guys. So from that name, he has been taken this particular Python here, guys. So it is a completely open source, so they don't earn any money from them, guys. Python does not get any money, guys. Maybe some royalty money comes, but they don't get any commercially, they don't get any money like Google and Facebook, they don't get any money. So if you want to download this Python, guys, the official website of Python is www.python.org. It is not python.com, guys. Most of the open sources will be, not most of them, all open sources will have the extension of .org. I think we know that, guys. Google.com, Microsoft.com, Oracle.com, commercial companies. This is going to be Apache.org, okay, which is going to be Python.org. So r-project.org, all these are going to be comes under something concept called as what we can say that they comes under something called as the open sources, guys. So go to this www.python.org, see the official website, guys. This is the official website from Python community. The Python was not maintained and it is not maintained by a single person. It is contributed by many experts across the world, guys. That's why we'll call it as Python community. We don't call it as a Python company. See, guys, this is the official website of a Python, which is going to be from the official website. Open the Microsoft website, guys. Once you open the Microsoft website, see how good look and feel appearance it is having. Lot of colorfuls, lot of alignments, lot of this is going to be this one. To maintain this website, Microsoft spends a huge amount. So a lot of US dollars, they will maintain it. But Python community does not have any money with them. See there? This is an official website of one of a very popular language called as Python. So huge companies are depending on the Python, guys. Lot of applications are developing based on the Python. But this is official website of the Python, guys. Do you want to see the R official website, guys? Our official website even does not looks like a website also, guys. It just looks like some kind of a blog. See there, guys? This is the official website of R, guys. Yes, absolutely, guys. The R project for statistical computing. Do you want to download the R? You can download the R from this official website. They don't even have the money to host their software also, guys. That's why what they have done is they have given this software to various universities and the universities will host that particular software. They don't maintain any server or they don't have any storages there because they don't have any money with them. So this is also one official website of, or at least Python website, something looks like this, guys. But whereas the Arc official website is going to be something which is going to be looks like this, guys. Okay. So anyhow, I'll discuss a little bit more concepts in the next class, guys. But what you have to do is, guys, just for today. So some people says that, sir, we already have a PyCharm. We also have a already Jupyter notebook. We are having a Spider. We have some other VS Code. Does not matter. So it is going to be completely, I'll start with the very basic level of Python, guys. So this is going to be the Python official website. From there, please download the Python software, guys. So we are having a downloads is there. It is going to be 3.12.5 is the latest version what we have in, guys. So simply download. I think I am having 3.12.4. 3.12.5 is the latest version, guys. See, guys, how much time it has taken to download. So do you believe, guys, what is the size of the file? 25 MB file, guys. So generally, whenever we are using this, for example, you take some softwares like take Power BI, I guess. Power BI is just a data visualization software. The size of the Power BI software is somewhere around 500 MB space. It is only used for data visualization. But this Python in AI systems we are using, in very popular deep learning and AI and machine learning applications we are using. But the size of the file is going to be just a 25 MB. Why? Because it is the base system, guys. It is nothing but just like a base system it has been installed. Okay, if you want to work with any advanced applications, everything we have to install and add up and we have to work. Why? Because this is a base system, what we call it as. Installation is very easy. So I'm not doing any installation, guys. Why? Because installation anybody can do it. So simply just click on next option, guys. See guys, in my system already I'm having the Python. So I don't install it. I'll go for upgradation in my system, guys. Why? Because already I'm having the version 3.12.4 I'm having, guys. So just what I'm going to do is I'll simply upgrade it, guys. Over. The installation will complete. But in your system, what you have to do, guys, if you are having the installing for the Python for the first time, just a few steps, guys. Next, finish off it. It will start the installation procedure, guys. Okay. So please install this Python for the tomorrow's class, guys. So tomorrow I'll start with the basic operations. I'll start with them after discussing a little bit more features, guys. So today I just discussed only two features, guys. One is Python is why Python is becoming very popular day by day, because it is a general purpose language. Anyone can use the Python for any purpose. Almost all any developers, any application developers like web developers, mobile developers, gaming applications, they are using the Python. Something like networking experts and hackers, they're also using the Python. Mathematics and statistics people, they're also using Python. Obviously, data science, data analyst, machine learning expert, they are using Python. Almost all everyone using Python, guys. Almost all they are utilizing the powerfulness of the Python. And one of the first feature we can say is it is an open source language. Source code is available with us without paying any money, without having any free to use. And it is also going to be free to distribute it also, guys. So these are the some of the features if I talk about them. So tomorrow I'll talk about some more features. We're going to talk about them. We'll discuss them. And then I'll start with the basic concepts of Python using that particular Python based system, guys. So please all of you install the basic Python system, guys. Whether you have a PyCharm or whether you have a Jupyter notebook does not matter. I'm going to use this base system. I'm going to use it, guys. So how to open and how to use it, I'll discuss it in the tomorrow's class, guys. Okay. So that's it for the today's class, guys. So just for today, I'll stop it here. We'll continue in the tomorrow's class, guys. Right? Anyone, guys? Any questions? If you have any questions, guys, who has joined for the today's class, if you have any questions, guys, so I can just take up some 10 minutes of questions and we can end up the session for today, guys. Anyone? Any questions, guys? No questions? Okay, then. So just for today, I'll stop it here, guys. Yep. Anyone, guys? Any questions, guys? Okay. Just for today, I'll stop it here, guys, and we'll continue in the tomorrow's session, guys. Okay. Thanks for today. We'll meet up in the tomorrow's class. Thanks all of you, guys.